A Man Called Ove. In a quiet neighborhood somewhere in Sweden lived a man who, to everyone around him, could be summed up in one word: grumpy. His name was Ove, a man with furrowed eyebrows, tired eyes, and a heart weighed down by years of solitude, memories, and an unshakable sense of order. Ove was the kind of person who had a rule for everything. Cars must be parked exactly in the designated spots. Bicycles must never lean on the signs. And dogs were not allowed to be quiet, let alone loud. He walked through the neighborhood each morning with precise steps, a notepad in his pocket, and judgment in his eyes, making sure everyone obeyed the rules. But what his neighbors didn't know was that behind this cold, rigid facade hid a broken man, one who missed someone deeply: his wife, Sonia. Sonia had been the light to Ove's shadows. Where he was strict and silent, she was joyful and full of life. She laughed easily, loved books, and smiled in a way that made Ove, a man of black and white, finally see color. When they met, everything changed. For the first time, Ove learned that life wasn't just about order and routines, it could also be messy, warm, and beautiful. But fate, as always, had its own plan. After a long illness, Sonia passed away, and Ove was left with a quiet house, an extra teacup, and a heart slowly crumbling under the weight of absence. Ove decided it was time to die. He planned everything meticulously, as if preparing for a final task. He had the rope, the hook, the will, and the note. But life is stubborn and persistent, kept getting in the way. That's when Parvana, a pregnant Iranian woman, moved in next door with her clumsy husband Patrick and their 2 young daughters. From the very first day, Parvana knocked on Ove's door, asking for help. At first, it was just to back their trailer into the driveway. Then it was help with fixing things. And later, to babysit. Ove, against his will, found himself being pulled into their chaotic, lively world. And every time he tried to die, something interrupted: the doorbell, a stray cat that wouldn't leave, someone needing help. Each failed suicide attempt brought him deeper into the lives of others, and further from the shadow of death. As the story unfolds, we're taken back through Ove's life, the loss of his kind father, his days as a hard-working mechanic, his lonely teenage years, and how Sonia had become the first person to truly see him. Even after an accident that left Sonia in a wheelchair, Ove never stopped loving her. He carried her up and down train platforms, read to her every night, and built his world around her joy. Now, without her, he thought there was nothing left. But through Parvana's stubborn kindness, her children's innocence, the friendship of a rejected gay teenager, a forgotten old friend with Alzheimer's, and even the presence of a mangy cat, Ove began to live again. Slowly, without noticing, he became the pillar of the neighborhood, the man people turned to for help, the silent guardian, the grandfather figure, the friend. But time, as it does, caught up with him. One winter morning, Ove didn't wake up. He died peacefully, sitting in his chair, a soft smile on his face, with the cat curled at his feet and a note from Parvana by his bedside. Ove was no longer alone. His funeral was filled with people who once feared or misunderstood him, now crying for him. He had lived a life of quiet strength. But in the end, it was love, not rules, that defined his legacy. His gravestone read, "A Man Called Ove, husband, friend, neighbor. Nothing more, nothing less, and yet, everything." Subscribe for more stories.